talk about PBC and the media situation they got going on. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm glad Mark Nash came in. Y'all go subscribe to the brother Mark Nash right on YouTube, M-A-R-Q Nash. I think that's how you spell it. Shout out to the for Atlanta. He said yesterday that he got his credentials the day before the event. So the day before the fight, he got his credentials. Now, I was listening to, one of Town's homies, Big Rich. I'm not sure what his YouTube channel is. And he said a lot of the media members came down and they didn't give them any media credential press passes to cover the fight week. Now, they wasn't giving out, to some of the, YouTubers who've been covering the fight, going to the hole in the wall, fights, whatever. They were giving them a media room credential only pass. And apparently, obviously, like I just said, they wasn't giving them a credential fight week pass to cover the weigh-ins and to cover the grand arrivals or whatever else they had going on, to fight on press conferences. So they weren't passing out those passes. And I told Town one of the reasons that I didn't really like covering fights is because I remember Pacquiao Mayweather and a lot of the guys that I knew or I followed their channel, they basically, a lot of them just got out of boxing after that. It wasn't because the fight was trash or wasn't nothing to talk about. They used to cover the fights, all the hole-in-the-wall fights that PBC used to have, or this before it was PBC, where Al Hammond used to have, and I think it was before PBC, and excuse me, and they basically said that they shut them out and they let all the main media in, and I'm just like, wow. I understand Time Magazine, ESPN, and all those guys gonna get preferences, but these the people who were your foundation support. When ESPN, or some of these guys wouldn't even send real correspondence out. When they basically wrote, when, ESPN give you 5 seconds of showtime, but YouTubers giving you, getting more views on and putting in more work covering your event. You know what I'm saying? So, where can you go here talk about boxing day in and day out? YouTube. And they shut all them guys out of Manny Pacquiao Mayweather. And that's when I was like, dude, I don't even really know if I even want to consider covering fights. And and then it's like, once they want you to cover, like, when then, if you on the back burner and somebody don't show up, then they'll call you a day or two before the fight and ask you to cover the fight. I had to stop, but yeah, they'll call, and then, a lot of times when they, they'll call you right before, like a day before the fight or a couple days, when you on the, they can't get nobody to come and cover the fight, then they'll call you later on and say, oh, you still want to come to Minnesota to cover the fight, or how they did Mark Nash the day before the fight when they can't get enough people to come in the media room or somebody can't make it. Usually they give you a week notice about, if you can get out in or not got into the fight. So, if you don't know nobody or you don't know if they're going to let you in or not. So you basically, if you ain't in the area, you basically got to buy your flight ticket and stuff. And you basically got to, buy a fight ticket just in case. So you would think that they would let people know about 3 or 4 weeks, or I'd say 2 to 4 weeks before the event, if you got credentialed or not the week of the event. And then if you somebody who they don't know and then you don't send nobody to the event, or you say I can't make it after them, they wait until the week of the event, then it's like, okay, we ain't gonna never let you in again if you miss this event. And I'm like, damn, I mean, people got 9 to 5s, people got kids and stuff. So just the way the whole system work, getting fight credentials and stuff of that nature, and that's damn near for every company. It's just to the point where, and then there's certain things you can't do or say. And the best thing to do, dude, is just buy a ticket, find out where the fighters stand at the hotel. If it's Vegas, they usually stand they usually stand at the resort they fighting in. So if they fight at the MGM, more than the time they stand at the MGM. If they fighting at T-Mobile, a lot of times they probably still stand at the MGM Grand. So they stand somewhere in that strip area, whether it's MGM Grand, New York, Park MGM, Mandalay Bay, the Lexor, Excalibur. It's gonna be somewhere in that area, where, you know, you would just be able to catch them. They stand at the they fight at the Virgin, they probably stand at the Virgin Hotel. So, you know, but, you know, they was the big rich was saying they was doing them dirty. So a lot of them came out there hoping to get a pass, and they wasn't giving them no media pass. Not a fight week media pass, you know, or obviously a press room only pass for the fight, where you just sit in the press room and watch the fight, and then you able to get the interviews and stuff of that nature. So, you know, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people during the Pacquiao Mayweather fight that they didn't get a chance to cover it, or they didn't get accommodated. They just stopped covering boxing. You know, they put all that work in, building that fight up, putting all the work in, covering their fights, and going to the fights none of the other major media wanted to get into, and then they hit the Heisman on them. They hit the Heisman on them. So, you know, that's unfortunate, right? But like I said before, you know, the very same people who the foundation of your sport and your event, you can't disrespect them now. You can't let everybody in, you know. But, you know, they banned Coppinger for whatever reason it was. I'm not sure what it was. They said he couldn't get in. So major media can get banned too. You know, he was somebody that was breaking news on the event. Maybe because he was, you know, helping Terence Crawford. I don't know what it was, because he was doing exclusives with Terence Crawford. But, you know, obviously, you know, a lot of people got a lot of good things said about Mike Coppinger, that he helped people out if you ask him a question and all that. So, you know, he don't got a bad name, but when you do real journalism and you tell the truth and shit, then they get mad. And that's one thing about if you want to go in that media room, you know, certain questions that you can't ask, you know, certain things you can't do. So, you know, for years, you know, for me, it was just like, you know, it got to be the right fight for me. You know, it got to be the right fight. I don't mind going to the fights if it's something interesting. I would love to went to Crawford and Spence, but spending, you know, $2,500 and forcing me to buy 2 tickets was insane. I had a good time at Dave & Buster's with my truffle fries and my chicken strips and my Patron shots. Hey, bro, and I you know, I spent $80. Shit, that was the best $80 Ninja that spent last month. So I didn't really have no buyer's remorse, but hey, that ass whooping that Errol Spence took, that might have been worth $2,500. You know? But yeah, man, a lot of y'all want to get into this YouTube game and y'all want to cover the fights. You see why, you know, Boxing Ego and some of these other companies dick ride so hard, dude. You got to understand, we at a different place and a different time and shit. And, yeah, we in a different place and a different time in sports and social media. You can't even say, well, I favor this guy to beat this guy, and then next thing you know, they block your number, or we ain't cool no more. We got smoke, so you can't even have an objective opinion. So you go in that media room, it's kind of like you got to play the PBC side. And that's why a lot of these dudes kind of like play the PBC side of stuff. That's kind of why they got caught up in that. The more I favor PBC, the more favorable, you know, I get in with PBC, the more events I get into. PBC had a lot to do with the biasness against Terence Crawford and the biasness for Errol Spence. That's why a lot of them dudes started capping the way they started capping. Some of them just cap for the money and for the traffic, because they know the number one thing to consumers is tell consumers what they want to hear, or tell viewers what they want to hear. But a lot of these dudes, you know, did all that capping for Errol Spence because, you know, he gave them access, but also they did a lot of capping for PBC because they gave them access. You know, then you do all that capping, then you don't get the access that you thought you was going to get, then you sit there looking stupid. Or then when you sit there, you start hating on Bud and not telling the truth, and then you sit there and look stupid, and now you got to spin it and hop on the next fighter's jockstrap. You know? So y'all gotta pay attention to these type of things, man. A lot of politics was played, a lot of smoke and mirrors and tricks was played, which is Errol Spence and Terence Crawford shit. But people who think level-headed, people who lose common sense, people who can put 1 and 1 together, shit, people can put 0 and 0 together. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense. But think about if they was able to trick y'all into believing Errol Spence was really that guy, was gonna beat Crawford. Y'all ignored all the signs that was there. Imagine what the mainstream media doing with y'all, with politics, with laws, with all these different laws that's passing through Congress that y'all don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the type of politics they really playing with y'all with the TV. Think about that for a minute. If y'all can be fooled by something as elementary as Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, think about how much fast shit they pulling past your eyes. But hey, that is what it is. I just want to get that video out there. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.